Hello, everybody, and welcome in to today's stream. I'm sitting down because today's workout was a heavy day again, and my legs are feeling it. So, we're gonna get on with some more Final Fantasy XIV. I am still eating, so I apologize for that. I didn't finish it all before stream started, but I didn't really want to make you all sit through a third song. Part 2 of Morrighan's adventures through Dragonsong War. I'm hoping to be able to get through the whole patch today because it shouldn't be all that much. I'm pulling up a thing to tell me how many quests that will be. Hey Sogo, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. How's your day going? So we have 11 quests this patch, so that's more than the last patch. But I think we'll be able to finish it. I'm hoping to be able to do that patch today, as well as the first bit of the Manderville quests, and try and kind of do the Manderville quests in time with what patch they were released. You hate people, so normal day? I feel you on that. 100%. But, you know, we gotta at least try to pretend we're chipper, I guess. I don't know. I think I have a drink of water real quick. But, workout today was great. I know these numbers might not seem big to some people, but I benched 165 for 2 twice, which means my max is probably about 175, maybe 185, but I don't have a spotter, and I don't want to, you know, crush myself underweight, so I feel pretty good about that. I squatted 205 for 1, and then I deadlifted 255 for 1, so I feel really good about those numbers, for sure. And I also this is something that I'm actually really proud about. I've been in 3X shirts for a long time. I'm a big dude. I'm not gonna deny that. Like, I'm a big dude. But I've been working on my health, and it's been getting better. I now fit into 2Xs, and I'm very happy about that. I could lift a person if I needed to. So I do feel good about that. Where's this quest at? It's in. So we'll go to Foundation. And now we'll hop over to the actual game capture. There we go. Maybe I'll lower this camera just a smidge further. And we'll get started with like the actual stream now that we've gotten some stuff out of the way. Alright. Not you. Alphino. Much as I worry for the future of Ishgard, the fate of our missing friends concerns me even more. Oh, I was supposed to talk to Tataru, not you. You can lift a person too, just need to fight the urge. Dude, there are some people. Oh man. Which is a joke, of course, so that I don't like Twitch services, TOS or anything, but yeah, I feel you on that. Alphino, Morrighan, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Flamen, Hori Boulder, and Coltene. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Lominsa. They should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. quite. But what wonderful news! To think that our reunion is close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alfino. Ah, Finkrid and Kryl. What brings the two of you here? I don't know. Can you lift about 350, Sogo? Because if you could, I would deserve to be thrown. Kryl and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. And we may just have found the answer. Morrighan, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? You don't think you can lift 200 right now? Listen. It's a struggle. I will tell you that. It is a struggle. Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely have some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found, the battleground where Morrighan felled the Ultima weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryl and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the ether therein. The two of you alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am quite confident that there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryl while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Morrighan come along, who will see to Flaming's grand coming home? When you put it like that, very well, I will trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will at the very least eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Lominson docks? You got it, buddy. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Now we gotta go to Lominsa. So we'll teleport to those decks. Yeah, basically the workout is why we're sitting down today instead of standing, because I'm sore. But it's all for good, because it's for the betterment of my health. I want to be around for a while. Oh, Morrighan, how have you been? Come here, let me have a look. Let me have a good look at you. I don't like how you can see a white outline around her head. Think the 12. One hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found a way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hannish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Coultonay? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance, But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. About that, Lamine. We haven't found Minfilia. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me. I am sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be, he watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions and long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones. That's different than the Waking Sands. That is Mordona. Didn't realize we were going straight to the Castrum. Bro, how do you not see the tattoos on his neck?
Well done, sir.
Oh.
And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business, then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
I never noticed he had two different colored eyes.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every Scion's. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Camera, come back. Why are you being dumb? There we go. Alright. To Revenant's Toll. Nope. Not Shirogane. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God's help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Alianne, Ephemy, it fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at the present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. We could do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions. Brings a bloody tear to my eye. To secret oneself in a ship holds to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we all know too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least. Though I am happy to oblige you, my legs are rather less accommodating. Noka! What in the seven hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you, brother. You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow as strong as you. That I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Hanish, did you not? Your eyes did not deceive you, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we had settled in, I would join the search. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alfino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Alright, what do we want? Critical hit, vitality, skill speed, spell speed, vitality, piety. Steamed staff is the better one. Thancred and Kryl contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castra Meridianum bore fruit. They ask that we rendezvous with them in Y'shtola in Idleshire, where they shall share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Okay, to Idleshire. Yeah, we'll use an Eden right ticket, why not? That is why I have them, so. My apologies. I see I am the last to arrive. So what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of the Ultima weapon's destruction, a ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Silda aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin. There is no other explanation. But there is more. When I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that 2, but 3 beings had been affected. Not unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in a sea of ether. Though this is too but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that when communing with Heidelin, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her, body and soul, unto the ethereal sea? In which case we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Antitower, a Sharlayan construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Antitower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition for her aid once again. Alright then, we must go speak with Master Matoya. We got a long flight for that. We're gonna switch to Dark Knight. Actually, no. Because we have a clear, straight shot that we're not gonna be going over any new areas. I was gonna use the, you discovered a new location on the map XP for Dark Knight, but because we still gotta get Dark Knight up to 60. And here we go. Where are you at? Oh, what a surprise! Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Ah, though it pains me to admit it, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Antitower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? God. The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the accidents, every entrance to the anti-tower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. You, Baldessian girl, you're staying here with me. I need you to help restore the wards to their original state. The rest of you can go, on the condition that you clean up a mess in the tower. If you encounter any unruly familiars, you're to tend to them. Those are my terms, and I'll hear no argument. Well, it appears the mistress has spoken. Lead the way, Morrighan. Boom. The antitower now accessible. I have a question about that. Where is it at? There it is. I actually have a question about this. I wonder if you weren't a tank, who would pick up the tank? Would Thancred? Or is there a fourth, like, random, like, scion? I don't know. What we'll do with the party of other players. Less than 5 minutes, huh? Let's have some grilled sweet fish then. And we'll try and do our paladin questline in the meantime. Do. Really? Come on. Come on. There we go. We haven't been paying attention to the Paladin questline anyway, so overall, I'm not too worried about reading it and all of that stuff. Alright. How far out this way do we have to fly, I wonder? Oh, we gotta go dig up Sulkzagel's grave? Okay. As always, if it takes 5 minutes for the queue to pop, we'll just end up running it with a party of NPCs. So we got about 3 minutes left on that. Grave of Sulkzagel the Loyal. Skip the cutscene. Back and speak with Constante again. I could just teleport them, you know, but Alright, we got about 2 minutes left before we just end up running this with a party of NPCs. We're too late. Do I not have the best? Nope, I didn't equip the, Okay. Back to warrior. Look at that dragoon in his coat. Alright, we got less than a minute. It's gonna get all the way there and it's gonna pop at like 449. Just like we had with Ultimate Weapon. Ultimate Weapon, like we were literally down to like the last 5 seconds and I'm like, alright, if it hits 5 minutes, we're just gonna run it as an NPC. And then it popped. And this one, we're gonna go into a new area, so we're gonna switch to Dark Knight. And there we go. Back to warrior. It's a paladin. We'll give it till after this cutscene. It's not going to be a long cutscene because I'm just going to skip it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. Duty Finder. Withdraw. Duty support. Anti-tower. The anti-tower. Saying that's when you realize the anti-tower is upside down. Oh no. Stands up. If I remember right, these first like few pulls you can only single pull. Oh, he already got rid of it. Excuse me. Oh, I was trying to hold that sneeze in, but it didn't work so well. I do wish they would get a little better at, like, the NPCs would use AoEs instead of just single targets. And I feel like that shouldn't be that hard of an AI thing to do. But I don't know.
There.
It might be something that's actually a very big pain. I don't know how to. I don't know anything about programming AIs.
Yeah.
Away with you.
Oh, we're taking care of the Hropkin first. Bancrid? Alright. Whatever you say, buddy. I mean, overall, this dungeon isn't going that much slower than like a normal run would, so.
There.
I don't know if I've ran this since they redid it to be done with the party pieces. Oh, I need to get out of that because that's going to turn you into a frog. I do have a damage down though, so that kind of sucks that I let that happen. Oh, come on.
There.
Oh, what?
Focus. Release. Try this.
Come on, team. We're right there. You travel down the up staircase. I love the concept of this dungeon and how it's like a, I mean, it literally is an upside down tower, but I love, like, I think that's such a cool concept. And it's not like it's an original concept either. There's like a ton of dungeons and stuff that are like things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you get over here, fire homunculus. Doing so well. Oh god, there's more. I need to make sure I establish like a good lead on him for aggro. I do like that Warrior is basically able to still wall to wall for the most part because they have such good self-healing. Like even at level 60. Make sure I tag that one too.
Away with you!
Because like I still have a massive self-heal that I haven't even touched yet.
Try this!
But I don't really need to because my other, like, as long as I'm AoEing and my raw intuition is up, like, I'm set, honestly. As long as Alphino doesn't take too much damage and die. Because raw intuition, like, if you have at least 3 enemies around you and you just AoE a couple times, you end up healing yourself so much. It's honestly pretty crazy. Hell yes, Yestola, go!
Yeah.
Try this!
They changed the way this fight works, and I actually really like it.
Focus. Release!
Oh.
Focus. Release!
Go, Alphino! And now we continue. They're so far behind me. Come on.
I shall make it quick.
I have
See,
my pride.
I had like
shall
no
make it
health
quick.
left. Or not. I was like under half health. I did 1 AoE. And got
Yeah.
so much of it back. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Focus. Release.
Grab this treasure coffer. We'll sprint after we start this next pool.
Focus. Release.
Come here.
Yeah.
I love warrior selfies.
No mistakes.
Can we get these things to fall yet?
Away with you. Try this.
Leave leave Y'shtola alone.
Away with you.
Yeah.
Let's grab this treasure chest. Let's sprint to the boss. We are Calcabrina, adorable dolls, terrible dolls. Yo-ho! I hate this boss. I love this dungeon. Hate this boss. Dolls, I don't like dolls. They make me very uncomfortable.
Away with you.
And at first you're like, oh, this fight's really easy. This is kind of weird. And then you realize, like, oh no, this is just phase 1. Yep. The dolls begin to gather. And they become creepy. Like the doll boss in Resident Evil Village? Oh, hated that. Hated the doll. And then the creepy fucking baby right before it all? Like, That was honestly one of the hardest sections of the game for me to get through just because of how much I hate it. It fucked with me. Nope, don't you take our friends away from us. Give us back Alpino. You did make it, Bridget. I'm glad you were able to make it in. I'm also glad things went much better for you this time around with the things you've been out of trouble. Alright, nobody look at Y'shtola. I looked at Y'shtola. I dodged it though. I did the thing that I told everybody else to not do. This is the boss of the anti-tower. So it's Calcabrina.
Away with you!
Is no one gonna LB? Fine. Fine, I didn't want you guys to LB anymore. Oh, that is creepy. I don't like that. Oh. All right. 2 of 11 quests down for this patch. Hey! We got one of the minions. Yep, the dolls. You know what I never realized, Bridget? Because I saw it in a cutscene earlier, and I mentioned it, and I'll just have to show you that part of this thing again. Thancred has 2 different colored eyes. Or at least he does after he comes out of the ethereal flow.
Hear, feel, think.
I know, I love my warrior outfit too. We're back to the mother.
Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
It's the Oracle of Light.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia. Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
I enjoy this part too. I am I still to this day think that Dragonsong War is one of the best, if not the best, post-expansion of 14 so
Before
far.
there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining.
Post Shadowbringers is still probably your favorite. That's fair, honestly.
7 times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek.
Is it still going to be voice acting?
You've had another vision, haven't you? Let us return to Master Matoya's cave. Everyone will wish to hear what you saw.
Still voice acting?
Still in one piece, are we? Well, did you learn anything?
The word of the mother? I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Menphilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Menphilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone? But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
I love Master Matoya. What bottom is Morrighan wearing? So, it's from a, online store set. I can show you the set, actually. Give me just a second. You won't be able to see the bottom in the set because it's a dress. But this is the bottom that goes underneath the dress. Come on. Okay, let me switch to this real quick. It's this set. The Far Eastern garb for women. And yeah, like I said, you can't see the bottom because of the way the dress is, but that's what it is. There we go. Now we will continue with the cutscene. Sorry.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
If you want to get that set, Bridget, we can get that set for you.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Thancred, wait! No, this is all wrong.
All right, Bridget. You have a good day. I'll see you later when you're off work. She's not coming back, is she? Why is this one done like this? All of the other option things that we've had have been like the black section at the bottom. Why? Okay. I'm gonna do ... It weighs on you too, I know. I understand why she made her decision, and yet, every time we lose another friend, I have to ask myself if there was not another way. Oh, I guess I can turn my webcam back on. Oh, and probably this thing too. Boom. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Lamin. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. He may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, Morrighan, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Ser Aymeric while you were away. 'Twould seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Alright, I will talk with Ser Aymeric at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. Mistress Initari, the Lord Commander left instruction that you were to be shown inside.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event, your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire, but if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. "'Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen. It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the Zealots.
Good.
The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all.
Much appreciated, Aimric.
Oh, and one more thing. A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
Are you asking me on a date? To Falcon's Nest. She's this way. Oh. The Lord Commander said you would come, Morrighan. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that we will be unveiling during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Aimric wanted a symbol which would endure long after his conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest, make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Artorial and Artorel and Amanalaine, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duty. I am glad to see that the rumors were true. Well met, Mistress Initari, and fear not. I have no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofner may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Javanian ambassador to a peace conference. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Aimric was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things, and he'll do it. By the Fury. Me and my friends and family. We all believe he can do it. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand. We've all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragonfire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. Yeah, some of these quests go by super quick. much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault. If you had told me then that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make that fantasy a reality. Ha! And here I am laboring to make it so. Lord Arturel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravonians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury, take me. They would defy Ser Americ's commands, if they dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Fulton's present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Amanalain while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty. A simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl, guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Arturel thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? And the nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves, oh no, yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may, right there. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old girl. Come, Monoroy. I must return to my rounds. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lady. Standing watch. You sense a hostile presence. I guess I don't need my tank states. I don't have a party with me. Also, how could y'all let me forget to have my chocobo out? Oh, we're paralyzed. Come on. Come on. Report to a monorail. You got it. Morrighan Initari, Wolvesbane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds, and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made that arsonist confess. Clever, that. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I'd neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Search for Thancred. Oh, and it's kind of way up there. You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to slightly detour with Dark Knight. Alright, we can't detour too far that way, apparently. There we go. Now we'll switch back to Warrior. Where are you at, Thancred? There you are. Fancy meeting you here, Morrighan. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest then and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Alright, this time we're going to teleport. At least cut down a little bit on everything. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you. And with that, there is naught left to do but to enjoy our well-earned respite. Do we want... We'll go max potion. For those we have lost. Oh, and this should of course go without saying. But let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Or Torel wouldn't understand. Right then. The first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Morrighan. I will join you anon.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
If it's cold out, I am not properly dressed.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
Sounds about right.
You were right, my lord. You look tired.
Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
Yeah, but your affairs are gonna ruin everything.
This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do, makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Bum, bum, bum.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping.
My arm clipped through my chest so bad there.
Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Oh, do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
Got her in the arm. Wasn't lethal.
See? See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by Dragon's Fang, or death by Nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
Alright, that one was a little more lethal.
What have you done?
I mean, he did what you told him to.
I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
Yeah, that's gonna be a little rough, bud. You're gonna have to talk about that one in therapy. I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lara Torel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Amanalain has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. My wife and I will be while fleeing with the others at first. Oh, sorry. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Shurigans tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it, or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. I forgot to zoom in. I'd heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? Well, I say him and Sarah Mick take their bloody change and shove it up their asses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. Where you at, Thancred? You're way over here, huh? Could you have been any further away? Well, what say you? So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the heart of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Lord Arturel and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Manalain, and I somehow doubt that he has moved an ilm since we last saw him. I'm gonna fly over here this time. My apologies, Morrighan. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to initial reports, the protests were orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Manalain ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Shurigans are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. But if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned. You spoke with them, then? I see. Sir Aymeric placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Aymeric's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Morrighan, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Gitapa Manalain, you're going with her. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions, in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honorroy. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorroy? Honorroy! I could have sworn he was. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure I remember what this is. Yeah. Sand times.
Honorwa!
Honorwa.
No, no! What have they done to you? Honorwa! Honorwa!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies.
Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onuwa?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairujin without delay.
Kairujin.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Oh! You should have let me punch him, Thancred. I had forgot about that.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
But you wish you'd let me punch him now, don't you? That's fair. That's fair. I forgot about that.
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
Honestly, I was gonna do the same thing, but Thancred stopped me. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there is naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. I know this, but he... I mean, let's at least see what they look like. That one's not that great. I mean, that one does look pretty cool. I have no desire to wait for the Lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. Let's return to Foundation. You are expected, miss. Pray proceed. Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you, Morrighan. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. 'Tis rumored that my youngest lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? Now you see, Amanalain ordered that something be done, and the person he ordered ended up shooting a lady. I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of those misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we were poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and the vengeance it begets, only for that too to be taken away. Is it any wonder that they were left bereft? For what was this sacrifice? Have we naught to show for our suffering? I thought peace a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmund, and ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our peril. To hold on to the past, without being beholden to it. Aye, we must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorying in their excesses. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur other disillusioned souls to retrace them. But as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear, unambiguous enemy and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear. Yet, we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eorzean Alliance for joint military exercises, to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would be just the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies. A unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against the coalition of the allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we are as strong and united as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, it is true, but if we should be defeated, though even to hold our own against the cream of three nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support, for what little it is worth. However, I have a request. I would have my son Amanalain take part in the grand melee. By his deeds has he brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Morrighan, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for the grand melee. Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he has not already returned, he will soon enough, making every effort to avoid me. So that is their solution. A grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You, whom they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come so heavily to rely on. And will you oblige them, when the proposition is made? Will you stand for Ishgard once more? We have come this far, have we not? I will stand for my friends and comrades, not a nation. It is getting to be a bit much, isn't it? I will stand for my friends and comrades, not a nation. A poor choice of words. For friends tried and true, then. The living and the lost. So for this grand melee of his, Ser Aymeric wishes to feel the force comprising both his Temple Knights and Hilda's Watch, yes? I can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go and see for myself. I thought Lucia wasn't allowed to come back. Well met, Morrighan. Have you spoken with Ser Aymeric? I was aware of the Alliance's request. So, Ser Aymeric would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. I honestly don't know if it would be quicker to teleport down here, instead of just running through here and then jumping off over here. Probably would have been about the same, honestly. Thancred's been telling me all about Ser Aymeric's grand soiree. Seems we're expected to join in. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, because we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, well, seems the first commander's gone and handpicked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Will you be fighting too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favorite lordling, have you? I thought not. On the assumption that he is not to be found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I will search foundation and you the pillars. Now we'll take the teleport. You know, for as much as I say this is my favorite post-expansion, I've forgotten a lot of what happened. And what happens. Like, I remember all the trials and all of, like, the other stuff, but... I carried Honorwa to the manor. Our best chirurgeons are tending to him as we speak. He has yet to wake, but surely he will. So father has volunteered me for this grand melee of theirs. My beloved family, always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just... Oh, you wouldn't understand. How could you? You are free to be the woman you want to be, whereas I am a son of House Forthamps, don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it, until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, a place. All around me, brave men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. I suppose I had convinced myself I was above it. until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Anawa, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame. But in the end, there was only me. Only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I will go to Ser Aymeric and I will make my own decision. Damn right you will. Once again, we're going back to Ser Aymeric. The Lord Commander is not to be disturbed. May I ask what matter demands his personal attention? I see. Very well, you may enter.
Lord Commander, if I may, I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Sly smile.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You will take charge of the Ishgardian forces.
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Aymeric leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more.
Yep. Of course you're gonna ask me.
An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time? Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
Speak with Thancred. Gods help me, I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. Did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? 'Twas a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician well practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment, I was fair inspired to pledge myself to the cause. But that would be improper. This is their fight and yours, not mine. Alright, and we are back. Alright. Sir Aymeric informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The Grand Melee will be held here, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, and in sight of the capital. An announcement has been made, and Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us, Morrighan. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pitch yourself against Alliance forces. Outside of Cartano, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. Alright, to the Gates of Judgment, which the quickest way to get there is going to be to teleport from an Ethernet. Because there's literally a teleport that takes you directly there. Coethus, Central Highlands. Monolane! There she is! I say, when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing, never mind. To think that we are mere moments away from facing the cream of Eosia's soldiery in battle. That I am mere... But what if... Oh, what am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories I will tell Anawa when he awakes. I am ready, old girl. Are you? Yeah? By the Fury, how could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it is sudden, but I believe the men would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Fortoms into battle. Pray do us this honor. During the Grand Melee, some of your gear will be glamored, blah blah blah. That's fine. I was hoping to do the Grand Melee as, you know, my warrior self, but it be what it be. Look! It's Rabban and Pippin. Interesting how the chainmail works around the boobs, apparently. Stretch the texture.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
The Grand Melee is a large-scale battle in which an allied company of Ul'dan, Gridanian, and Leminson forces will be pitted against a company of Ishgardians. When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded tactical points. The first company to attain the designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared the victor. During the Grand Melee, officiants may mark certain combatants with the Fury's Gaze, which will be indicated by an ethereal tether linking them to their company's flag. While defeating most combatants will award you Company 1 tactical point, defeating marked combatants will award your Company 10. Marked combatants also possess enhanced tributes, rendering them more powerful and more difficult to defeat. Defending and defeating these combatants is key to victory.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard!
You got it, buddy. Let's do this.
All is ready then. Very well. Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the grand melee begin!
I don't know if it'll do good to have my stance on. I didn't do this with this tank last time. But in case it is, we will. Forward! Forward, Ishgard! Hip it! You know what? Morrighan, Lord of Manolay, attend to the mark force.
For Ishgard!
Is that all you've got?
Promise, Guardians, show us your mettle! Ishgard, rally to the first commander. Pippin keeps coming back. Victory is within our grasp. Ishgard! Ishgard!
It ends here!
Right there!
We are way ahead. 72 to 32? They got nothing on us. Oh, 77 to 42 now. They're trying. There we go. Cyclops! Cyclops! Everyone on your guard! All forces, fall back! Think we're gonna one-shot him. 1v1 a Cyclops. Just punched him in the eyeball. Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Daft sword. You heard the man. Back to it. All forces, form a line on Morrighan now. Knocks Amric on his ass. So it shall be a 1v1. Lieutenant, I will not lie. I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all. It's fine, Amric, I got this. By the fury, it's just the two of them in there. On your guard, Lord of Manolane. Our fight is not yet finished. Not all you bastards got. Come on then, give us another. God, they just keep coming, but we cannot. We will not yield. You hear me, old girl? Don't you dare lose. Strength, Morrighan! Strength! Now is your chance. Strike him down, for the glory of Ishgard. Aye. Alright. Take your victory. You have earned it. Hey! GG's, GG's. Monolane, don't do it.
Did she win? Then we...
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard! Well fought! Well fought, my friend! You truly are the warrior of warriors. Thank the Fury you were on our side.
Indeed. You cheated, Aymeric.
Oh, my lungs are burning, and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn.
I love Nanamo.
On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people. Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Bancred's back.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way. Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them.
Listen.
'Tis but a scratch, I assure you. And I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns.
Fair enough.
Make that 2 dozen. Still, as Y'shtola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on one at a time. One day at a time. As Minfilia would have done.
How you handling that, buddy? We've all but been told she's not coming back. Falls, balls, I had forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had the privilege. Not since the bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Back then, the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you your victory. I know how far you have come, how much you have endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day, when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Ashgardians and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us. Lead on, Father. What is this person's outfit? Because it actually looks pretty cool. A level 72 scholar. What is that top? Spriggan jacket. Spriggan bottoms. Spriggan boots. Okay, it's the Spriggan outfit. It's just dyed differently. I should have flown over here. Like, that would have saved time. Said your goodbyes. In all the years I have known Raban, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy at defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eosian alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Morrighan. You made this happen. You have learned the emote victory. That slash V pose. Yep. But those we can yet save. We have done it. Nay, you have done it. You have brought us the victory we so desperately needed. There is naught left but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what reception awaits us. Oh. Is it going to be a voiced cutscene? A monolith.
My
Come
lord!
On. Oh.
Honorwa, my boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it, which I have been told some women may find appealing.
Did you talk with Thancred?
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Well, let's put that theory to the proof, shall we?
My lord?
'Twould seem that a great many things have occurred in my absence. I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eosian alliance, when I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The Fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emmanuelaine, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Y'shtola and the others.
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
They say you dueled against General Raban with a ring of flames. I did not think that meant so ostentation. Would that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, I returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Minfilia had reached an impasse. I subsequently learned that you had left for Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep myself for a time. I am wont to rely on you overmuch when we are together, and I needed to think, to reflect. I still do, I suspect, but matters here seem to be coming to a head. In short, there are some things I feel I must say, though nothing so urgent that it cannot wait until after the conference. So let us make for Falcon's Nest and see if Lord Artoirel has need of our assistance. Buddy, you okay? Dun, dun, bum, dun, dun. Well met, Mistress Initari, and thank you for looking after my brother. They say he fought bravely, that he did not dishonor his house. But you, my lady, to you we owe everything. As you can see, we have made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, and that all would be welcome to attend. And so they came. By the grace of the Fury, they came. The ceremony will not be a lengthy affair, but there is still much to be done. I would speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you and Master Alfino, you will do naught but enjoy yourselves, is that clear? If any dare beg your assistance again, I will have words. Well, there you have it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall we wait, or have you other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? Wait with Alfino. Excellent. I only hope Thancred and the others will not be late. Epical events do not come around very often. Maybe it was epochal. I feel like this one's going to be a voice actor, so...
The appointed hour approaches.
Aye.
She lives.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Have I ever done otherwise?
Look!
The White Dragon!
Ah, how long it hath been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearned to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer. Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought. Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we, the living, can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
Betwixt our peoples yawneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
Surprised, even a dragon. I saw her eyes get big.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace. The dream they shared shall be ours once more.
Never!
Sounds about right.
Your bow!
This is why I could not stand Astini in my first playthrough.
Child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thornton? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution. Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall escape my wrath. None shall escape my revenge!
7 hells. Damn you, Nidhogg.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
That is what we shall make
So let's
him.
kill the bastard and be done with it. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
But what did he say? There they go, the last of the guests. Having come hither with hope in their hearts, they depart with hatred and bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some small hope that what you had seen in Azaslav was an illusion, perhaps, but he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Aymeric. For a mercy, Vidofna's wound was not mortal, as so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away to Rannoch's shrine to receive care from her brethren. We can hope but her recovery is swift. But such was surely Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation not only to the children of Thornton, but to his kindred. War is coming, and ye who do not stand with us stand apart. She was an example, a message to her brood. Another instrument of his vengeance, like a Stinian. When I said I wished to speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged a rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes the need more pressing. There are things I must say, not to the Warrior of Light, or even my fellow scion, but to you, Morrighan, my friend. But not here, no. Ah, but of course, the intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. Okay. Camp Dragonhead we go! You know, I was hoping to do the first 2 Manderville quests, because they are part of this patch. I don't think we're gonna make it. We'll finish up this quest, and then that'll be the end of it. Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside?
Forgive me. That took longer than expected. You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I. In our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshvon called it. I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight. And why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was. I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Emeric and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Emeric is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try.
This game really does know how to punch you in the feels sometimes. To aid those in need.
Lord Orshafon would be proud. I knew you would understand. Together, we will surely find a way.
Boom. Boom. Thank you, Morrighan. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I am glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all of our fellow scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Right. That is quite enough solemn introspection for one night. I think would both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at House Four Toms Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any longer. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say.
Yet again we walk an all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved, and now it is our turn to return the favor.
Hear, hear! Let no one say that the Scions did not repay their debts. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our friends, if we stopped looking for Ida and Papalimo, or if we gave up hope of bringing Minfilia back?
Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand the true nature of this star, of the rift between Zodiac and Hydaelyn, and of the Ascians' aspirations. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. In any event, I think it time we step back from the fray and carefully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph, but we will find a way. We will. We will.
And there we have it. Pretty much perfectly timed, too. You have learned the emote battle stance.
I didn't get that. Could you try again? Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis, and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
There's Ardbert. Oh, and there's Thancred. Is he tracking Ardbert? Interesting.
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragonsong War.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Fontaine. Heavensward, the Gears of Change.
Caution, Ida. That is all I ask.
Do not be so eager to place your faith in them, not until we know more. Boom. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed streaming it. That's another patch down. 3 more to go, and then we'll be into Stormblood with Morrighan. But I uploaded part 1 to YouTube, so it's on YouTube. You can find it at youtube.com/@CalebGames here. You know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on that video. Follow me on here. You can follow me on Twitter. I forgot to post that we were going live, but I'm going to post a link to the video. Monday, we're probably not going to stream. I have an appointment Monday with a therapist. I'm going to start some therapy. And I don't know if I'm going to feel up for streaming after that first appointment. So, I'm going to take Monday off. Tuesday, I'm going to record another video and get it uploaded on Thursday. But we'll be back next Wednesday with a stream. Who knows what it'll be. We'll figure it out. But thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Drink water. All that good stuff. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good one.